welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Many of you remember that when free agency hit, the Indiana Fever organization began to talk about the pieces that were being added to the team. Kelly Crosskoff was a part of the team then, and Amber Cox was a part of the team then. Stephanie White had come along and was a part of the team then. And when free agency came along, started talking about, let's re-sign Kelsey Mitchell. And we've got Kelsey Mitchell, and we've got Caitlin Clark, and we've got Aaliyah Boston. And they started talking about the big three. And of course, we know Lexi is a part of the team who would be returning, and other people would be going, and more people would be coming, and all the whole thing that was around this new look team. One of the things we heard repeatedly was about how, well, let me just play it for you.
And the young group that we're bringing back, asked us, protect our locker room, protect the culture that we've got started. So that was very intentional. And so
I'm sure you remember all the conversations we've had, even on this channel, about that criteria. You must protect the locker room. And so when one player was added to the team and somebody was a little bit upset about it for whatever reason, we would say, remember, they said that those players who are returning said, no matter what you do, protect our locker room. And therefore, we got to feel a little bit at ease because it was guaranteed that they heard them and they were going to protect the locker room. Now you understand why this was so important. None of us could have been able to see that it was going to be the whole race allegations, the whole let's lecture the Indiana Fever organization, the whole, okay, you're guilty, even though nobody said anything, and something was started on social media. Like, we're used to drama in the WNBA, but nobody expected that it was going to be like this. That request from Caitlin and Kelsey and Aaliyah and Lexi, Dantas, perhaps of the five, whoever it was that said, do what you got to do, but protect the locker room. Remember when I did a video when Aaliyah Boston, I caught what she said. She was just like, when they started naming people who might possibly come in, that it was sort of like, okay, that works, but no, not that one. So you got to protect the locker room. And this is so important because the culture of this team right now is so important. There is an attack on this team, an attack on the character of the people who root for this team. And with all the noise going on around, they're going to have to stick together, because there are tribal elements at play as well. And so there's pressure along those lines. And if these ladies don't have it together, that we're in this locker room together, that we stand with one another, that the noise is going to be the noise, but we're not going to buy into it. We're going to play basketball. We understand what's going on. That's important, because if it begins to be a situation where this person is showing allegiance to a group that is detrimental to this team, it's going to manifest not just in the locker room, but on the court. So I'm glad that criteria was set, and I'm hoping that because they protected the locker room, that the locker room will withstand all the conversations that are going on, because it's just the beginning. You've got issues where Sophie Cunningham is having to push back against her name being dragged. You've got the whole thing with Caitlin Clark and the take foul against Angel Reese that was blown out of proportion. Then you have the allegations about racism and monkey sounds and all this stuff. There's a whole lot going on. Then you've got the fact that they lost a game and people are all over the place about that. You've got people saying that Stephanie White can't do the job after one loss There's a lot that's going on. And the stuff that has to do with basketball and what play should be run and this and that. I mean, we can disagree about those things. I mean, those are different philosophies and mindsets and things that, I mean, hey, that's sports. When you start talking about character and racism and this player in the locker room with this player in the locker room, who's going to stand with whom, it's really important as your team is trying to be focused on winning in a championship and you got all these things around. Now you see why the request of these young ladies was so important, because they're going to need to stand together off the court with all the stuff so that when they get on the court, there's not all that noise. Now, there were some people who felt strongly during Tuesday's game with the Indiana Fever coming out flat, not flowing, not playing defense like they should, offense not work, all that. Some people said, I think they probably have it in their heads about all the stuff going on, all the allegations after Saturday's game. And I said in the live stream, no, I don't think so. I mean, these are professional basketball players. They're not thinking about that. But now I'm like, maybe I said this in my live stream earlier today. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that did weigh on some of this team. Somebody else had commented and said in one of the videos I did and said, you know, with Caitlin and Kelsey and Aaliyah and Lexi, they're used to Indiana Fever. They're used to the eyeballs. They're used to being in the midst of it, in the spotlight on it. And they, I mean, Caitlin, 27 points, 11 rebounds. Aaliyah Boston, 24 points. Kelsey Mitchell, 24 points. Lexi Hall, I don't remember exactly how many points she had, but it wasn't 20-something points. But you know what Lexi does. Lexi brings something a lot every single game. They're kind of used to it. Listen, I did a video months ago, and I've followed it up since then. And I said that those who come to Indiana have to be ready, because there's going to be a lot of cheering for you, more cheering than any other player for any other team gets. But there's also going to be a lot more scrutiny because there are a lot more people paying attention. Did all that play a factor? I don't know if it played a factor in how they played. Sometimes you just have bad nights, but I don't know. But someone said that Kathy Engelbert got on Tuesday before the game and lectured the Indiana Fever fans. I don't know if that's true. I just, in passing, I heard something about that. That might have a way of deflating. The officials don't help. They were horrible Tuesday. All that. I don't know what it is. Bad games happen. That's why I said, if you're panicking right now, come on, right? Bad things, bad games happen, whatever. But there is a lot of noise out there. And I think it's going to continue. Sadly, I think it's going to continue, because I'll do a separate video. I don't see some of the people involved, some of the pieces involved. I don't see them doing this. I see them using it as an opportunity to talk about me and I don't mean Adrienne. Me, I. But we'll get to that in another video. Protect the locker room. It's needed. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Thank you if you have. Of course, I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.